Hell in Islamic Theology, a comprehensive study. Introduction. Hell, or Jahannam, holds a significant place in Islamic theology and eschatology. It represents the ultimate abode of punishment and suffering for those who reject faith, commit grave sins, and lead lives contrary to divine commandments. This essay provides an in-depth exploration of hell in Islamic thought, examining its descriptions, the nature of its punishment, and its theological implications. We will delve into Quranic verses, hadith literature, historical interpretations, and the impact of the concept of hell on Islamic ethics and practice. The concept of hell in Islam. In Islam, hell is the eternal realm, where those deemed deserving by Allah are punished for their disbelief and sinful actions. It contrasts with Jannah, paradise, the eternal reward for the righteous. The concept of hell is rooted deeply in the Quran and Hadith, with detailed descriptions provided to emphasize its reality and severity. Quranic descriptions. The Quran provides vivid descriptions of hell, its characteristics, and the nature of its punishment. It is depicted as a place of intense fire, scorching heat, and continuous suffering. 1. Nature of hell. The Quran describes hell as a blazing fire that consumes its inhabitants. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:81 mentions, "But no, indeed, the fire of hell will surely consume them." This description highlights the consuming and unrelenting nature of the fire in hell. 2. Levels of hell. Islamic tradition teaches that hell has various levels, each designated for different categories of sinners. Surah Al-Hijr 1544 states, "It has 7 gates, and every gate is of them a portion determined. Each gate corresponds to a different type of punishment, with those who committed graver sins assigned to lower levels." 3. Inhabitants of hell. The Quran describes the inhabitants of hell as those who rejected faith, committed major sins, and lived unrighteously. Surah An-Nisa 4:168-169 outlines, "Indeed, those who disbelieve and die while they are disbelievers, never would the whole capacity of the earth be accepted from one of them, even if it were to ransom him. For such there will be a painful punishment, and they will have no helpers." The severity of punishment in hell is proportional to the disbelief and sins committed during one's life. Hadith descriptions. Hadith literature provides additional details about hell, complementing and expanding upon Quranic descriptions. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, offered insights into the nature of hell and its inhabitants. 1. Characteristics of hell. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, described hell as a place of extreme suffering. In a hadith narrated by Abu Hurairah in Sahih al-Bukhari, it is mentioned, "The fire you kindle is but 1/7 of the fire of hell." This hadith emphasizes the intense nature of hell's fire compared to worldly fires. 2. Levels of hell. Hadith literature also discusses the levels of hell. For instance, the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, said, "Hell has been covered with desires, and paradise has been covered with hardships." This statement illustrates that the path to hell is often paved with indulgence and sinful desires, while the path to paradise requires overcoming trials and tribulations. 3. Punishments in hell ***. Specific hadith describe the punishments awaiting different sinners in hell. For example, in a hadith narrated by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, it is stated, "Ya, the people of hell will have their flesh burned off and replaced with new flesh so they can taste the punishment." This hadith underscores the perpetuity of suffering in hell, where punishment is both continuous and intensified. Theological significance of hell. Hell is a crucial component of Islamic theology, providing a framework for understanding divine justice, human responsibility, and the consequences of actions. 1. Divine justice. Hell represents the ultimate manifestation of divine justice. It serves as a counterbalance to the concept of divine mercy, ensuring that those who commit grave injustices and reject faith face consequences. Surah Al-Ankabut 29:40 reflects this. So the punishment overtook them in the morning, and they had been living in their own homes. The presence of hell emphasizes that divine justice will be administered fairly and proportionately. 2. Human responsibility and free will. The concept of hell highlights human responsibility and the exercise of free will. Individuals are accountable for their choices and actions, with the ultimate decision of their fate resting on their adherence to divine guidance. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:286 states, Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. This verse reinforces the idea that hell is reserved for those who willfully choose to reject faith and live in disobedience. 3. Motivation for righteous living. The fear of hell serves as a motivation for ethical behavior and adherence to Islamic teachings. The concept of hell encourages believers to avoid sin and strive for righteousness. Surah Al-Insan 76:4 describes, Indeed, we have prepared for the disbelievers chains and shackles and a blazing fire. The vivid descriptions of hell act as a deterrent against sinful behavior and a call to maintain a righteous path. The impact of hell on Islamic ethics and practice. 1. Influence on moral behavior. The concept of hell significantly influences Islamic ethics and moral behavior. The awareness of hell's punishment encourages Muslims to adhere to moral and ethical guidelines outlined in Islamic teachings. It fosters a sense of accountability and encourages self-discipline. 2. Role in legal and social norms. Hell also plays a role in shaping legal and social norms within Islamic societies. The fear of divine punishment underpins the implementation of Islamic laws and social regulations. It reinforces the importance of justice, honesty, and ethical conduct in personal and communal life. 3. Psychological and spiritual effects. The belief in hell has psychological and spiritual effects on believers. It serves as a reminder of the consequences of one's actions and encourages self-reflection and repentance. The awareness of hell's severity prompts individuals to seek forgiveness and strive for spiritual growth. Historical interpretations of hell. 1. Early Islamic scholarship. Early Islamic scholars extensively discussed the concept of hell, exploring its nature, characteristics, and theological implications. Scholars such as Al-Ghazali and Ibn Taymiyyah provided interpretations based on Quranic verses and hadith, contributing to the development of Islamic eschatology. 2. Medieval Islamic thought. Medieval Islamic thought further elaborated on the concept of hell, incorporating philosophical and theological perspectives. Scholars engaged in debates about the nature of divine justice and the interpretation of hell's descriptions. 3. Modern perspectives. In contemporary Islamic thought, there are diverse interpretations of hell, reflecting varying approaches to understanding its symbolism and significance. Some scholars emphasize the allegorical nature of hell's descriptions, while others uphold traditional views. Comparative perspectives. 1. Comparative analysis with other religions. The concept of hell in Islam shares similarities with other religious traditions, including Christianity and Judaism. Comparative analysis reveals common themes of divine punishment, justice, and the afterlife. However, each tradition presents unique interpretations and descriptions of hell. 2. Influence on Western thought. Islamic descriptions of hell have influenced Western thought and literature. The vivid imagery and concept of eternal punishment have been incorporated into various works, reflecting the impact of Islamic eschatology on global cultural narratives. Conclusion. The concept of hell in Islamic theology represents a profound aspect of divine justice and human accountability. Through its detailed descriptions in the Quran and Hadith, Hell serves as a reminder of the consequences of one's actions and the importance of adhering to divine guidance. It influences Islamic ethics, legal norms, and personal behavior, motivating believers to lead righteous lives. Historical interpretations and comparative perspectives further enrich the understanding of hell, highlighting its significance within both Islamic thought and broader cultural contexts. The study of hell in Islamic theology underscores the complexity and depth of Islamic eschatological beliefs, offering insights into the ultimate fate of humanity and the nature of divine